Hi, I'm Michelle, your Tournament Director, and on behalf of Mount Gambier Disc Golf, I thank you for being part of our special event and taking the time to watch this players meeting video. The Mount Gambier disc golfing community is excited to once again welcome disc golfers from near and far to our beautiful and scenic volcano as we host South Australia's major on the 2022 Australian Disc Golf Tour. The City of Mount Gambier 2022 Eruption presented by RPM Discs upon the splendid Crater Lakes Disc Golf Park. In this video, myself and Assistant Tournament Director Ryan Nicholson will touch on the finer details one may need to know about the course, tournament schedules, fun social and novelty events, plus the many people, community groups and organisations that make the Eruption such a special occasion. Let's begin by taking a look through the Caddy Guide and thank our key sponsors. The City of Mount Gambier and RPM Discs have continued their support as naming sponsors for a second year running, while other notable contributors this year are Ausdiscs, Heiser Flight, Chicken Boss, Berg's Bags, GY's Painting, Dowling Agritech, Galpin's Accountants, Express Signs and the distributors. Event organisers greatly appreciate the support of all these generous organisations as well as the many other kind sponsors we wish to thank for helping fill player packs, donating prizes, topping up pro purses and much more. We encourage all players to take the opportunity to familiarise themselves with our sponsors and remember to thank and support those who support us. Let's take a quick look over the event schedule. Thursday 27th is the final practice day with the course open by 7 a.m, though players are asked to be mindful of volunteers finalising course preparations and to also note that Council shuts the gate to the Lakes Precinct each night at 8 p.m. Thursday night at 6 p.m, a players' welcome will be held at the Southeastern Hotel, where players can collect their player packs and enjoy one of the town's best pub meals. Event organisers will be selling raffle tickets with several prizes on offer, so don't forget to bring some coins. For players unable to collect player packs at the players' welcome, they will also be available Friday morning from the Hole 1 check-in marquee. Friday the 28th sees the tournament get underway with the first cards teeing off from 7:30. The Gambier City Lions and Seriously Caffeinated Coffee will have their vans on site each round for the majority of the day. A Lions Club voucher will be one of the perks included in each player's pack. Friday night meals will be available to purchase at the West Gambier Football Netball Club rooms and the last opportunity to acquire raffle tickets as prizes will be drawn during the course of the night. The evening also marks the first of the novelty events for the weekend, the Friday Night Lights CTB competition. Be sure to bring the discs for this fun event. At $1 per throw, take as many attempts as you like to get closer than all the rest and earn entry into Saturday's unique Sacrifice to the Gods Tower throw. On Saturday the 29th, players will have a second crack at the course in round 2, and on completion of the round are all encouraged to gather together, support and witness a select few who will ascend to the peak of Mount Gambier, 175 metres above the course, to partake in the Sacrifice to the Gods Tower throw. Those selected will include a randomly picked registered player, a winner from the raffle, the winner from the Friday Night Lights CTP comp, and the male and female leading scores on completion of round 2. Get around to watch these chosen few take one throw each towards a basket 300 metres away and 175 metres below for the chance to win a minimum of $500 cash. Once the gods have been pleased and someone is hopefully $500 richer, celebrations will move on to the Globe Hotel for more festivities and a brief auction of some select disc golf items. Sunday 30th represents the final round of the tournament and divisional winners revealed. Please note that top place getters are asked to report ASAP after completion of their round to HQ to confirm scores and placings, receive trophies and or prizes and be available for photos and interviews with media contingents. For those staying Sunday night, a wind-up will be held at the Wool Store Brewery from 6 p.m. Bring a putter for a bit of fun. On to the course. The course is a 2,654 metre par 65, with rounds expected to take 3 to 3.5 hours. Toilet facilities and portable toilets will be located across various sections of the course, as will drink and snack stations. Several practice baskets will be available between the car park and hole 1, plus a warm-up area for practice throws has been made available just outside the entrance to the Lakes Precinct, on the corner of Bay Road and John Watson Drive. It is also worth noting that the Lakes Precinct is closed by gate after 8 p.m. each night and will be open at 7 a.m. each morning. Event organisers are implementing a QR system for recording CTP entries, whereas the longest drive markers will require to be filled in by hand. Please refer to the caddy guide for all the CTP and longest drive allocated holes and division pools. Next, Ryan will take us through the hole notes. We also encourage players to carefully look over all these hole notes in the caddy guide. Please note a slight change has been made to hole 2 since the caddy guide was released. As stated before, tee times will commence from 7:30 each morning. From that point, cards will continue in 10-minute increments. Here is a tentative tee time schedule for each division. You might wish to pause here.
First of all, please note that in all circumstances where timber bollards play as the OB line, the outer edge of the post will represent the OB line. And just a reminder, where there is line marking, on the line is counted as OB. Part of the disc must lie inside the fairway. And also, where the bitumen road represents the OB line, it is the bitumen and not the gravel that indicates OB. We remind all players that if a card cannot agree on a decision, to remember to take photos to be considered by the TD after the round and to play provisionals. On hole 1, OB along the right side is indicated by timber bollards, while along the left side and long will be indicated by line marking or bunting. On hole 2, the car park below the tee pad area plays as inbounds. Bunting along the entire left side of the hole plays as OB. Line marking has been implemented on the water's edge on the right side to help determine the OB line. Halfway down the fairway, this line enters in and around some thick vegetation on the right side that then joins a boardwalk. The boardwalk continues down the right side and behind the basket, with the boardwalk and beyond playing as OB. Spotters are also strongly recommended when approaching this basket, as discs can be easily lost in areas of creeping vines scattered both in the fairway and if a disc travels over the OB boardwalk. Hole 2 is also the longest drive for both males and females. Hole 3, bunting along the left side represents as OB, while line marking is utilised on the entirety of the right side and includes a small signboarded wall in front of the basket. Line marking on the right side finishes as an infinity line. Hole 3 is also closest to the basket for the MPO, FPO, MP40 and MA1 divisions. Hole 4, players need to play right side of mandatory tree. The drop zone is directly adjacent to the Mando. OB on the entire left side and long is indicated by bollards and not the nearby bunting. On hole 5, OB to the right side of tee is indicated by bollards. Where the bollards become absent, the bitumen road and beyond plays as the OB. Left side OB is indicated by line marking and finishes as an infinity line. Hole 6, OB right side is indicated by line marking. Players can take casual relief from a singular bush in the middle of the fairway adjacent to amateur hole 13 tee pad. Players need to be wary of other players playing down hole 7. On hole 7, players must play to the left side of a mandatory directly in front of the tee. Drop zone for this hole is from the amateur tee pad further along the fairway. OB long and right side of fairway is indicated by line marking and finishes as an infinity line. Hole 8 has OB along the right side and long that is indicated by line marking, while the OB car park and road is indicated by bollards. The island section of this hole is indicated by both the bollards and line marking. Hole 9, OB on this hole is indicated by the bitumen road right of the basket. The OB line dividing holes 5 and 10 does not count on this hole. A spotter is strongly recommended for this hole, as this can be easily lost in the high ferns between the fairway and OB road. OB line marking in hole 10 plays on both sides and around the green. Each end of this line finishes as an infinity line. OB in hole 11 is indicated by line marking on both sides, including hole 10 basket area. On hole 12, no OB is in play. However, a spotter from the card is highly recommended, as discs can kick off trees into highly dense vegetation areas. Hole 12 is also the CTP for the FJ15, MJ15, MA4, FA4 and FA2 divisions. On hole 13, there is no OB in play, though a spotter from the card is recommended in the event of tree kicks into highly dense vegetation areas on the right side close to the basket. Hole 14, the bitumen road along with the basket is OB. Please take caution to avoid climbing on rocks below baskets to prevent loosening rocks, trips or falls. Also, be wary of dense vegetation surrounding the basket. Hole 15, bollards long of the basket play as the only OB on this hole, and is also the CTP for the MA3, MA2, MA40 and MA50 divisions. Hole 16 has OB bollards play along the entire right side. Hole 17, there is no OB in play. Spotters from the card are strongly recommended, as very tall grass and dense vegetation is situated on all sides and along of this hole. OB line markings surround most sections of hole 18, except for the OB car park area, with the OB here indicated by fence posts. All tee shots on hole 18 that finish OB must proceed to the drop zone located at the amateur tee pad. For all subsequent throws, normal OB rules apply. A mandatory tree is situated halfway along the car park, and all throws must play to the left side. The drop zone for this mandatory is directly adjacent. This hole presents as the likeliest location to lose discs in thick vegetation, and for this reason, we can't recommend using a spotter enough. It is at this point we must remind all players to be stringent on obeying the 3-minute rule when looking for discs at all times to prevent lengthy hold-ups in play.
PDGA scoring will be used throughout the tournament. 2 players per card will need to keep score. Access codes will be given on Friday before you tee off. This brings us to the end of the players' meeting. Should anyone have any questions, please feel free to email them through to me or see us at the Thursday Players Welcome Dinner. We hope you travel safely and we look forward to seeing everyone soon.